Now, what do you get when you put an electric motor in the front and a 6.2 liter V8 engine in the back? Well, you get efficiency in the front and you get proficiency in the back. Oh yeah. All right, we're here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. It's a 1 mile oval with a road course on the inside of it. And that's where we're trying out the new Chevrolet Corvette E-Ray. So how does this compare to a Stingray and a Z06? Well, it's faster than a regular Stingray, damn near as fast as the Z06 is. I think the front feels a little bit heavier. It's not as quick to react as those other two, but that's not a bad thing. Those two are very pointy, very quick on the nose. That makes the car a little bit more approachable and friendly for a lot of people. That all-wheel drive, you can pick up the throttle really early and you get the front axle pulling you out. So just before the rear might start to spin and slide in a Z06, like here, you've got a lot of grip still on the table. The transition onto the throttle feels very natural. There's no like giant spike in power from the electric motor. But all in all, this car feels very natural. It doesn't even really feel like an all-wheel drive car except when you power out. And then you get to feel the front end pull you away. Really remarkable. Gonna go for a run. I got the PDR on, performance data recorder. Pretty cool little piece of kit that comes on these cars. So I'm gonna stop talking, start driving. Traction out of this thing is just nuts. That's crazy. I'm sure you've heard it from us like ad nauseum, but GM and Chevrolet's performance traction management is probably the best in the world. And it also includes the front axle. Everything is integrated in this car. So it isn't like they just threw the front axle in the electric motor and just said, screw it. This is a fully integrated system. And this car really likes the slightest bit of like neutral steer, little slip angle. This car is just, I mean, it's really good. This is, just because it's an E-Ray does not mean that you can't push it really hard. You still work hard in this car. It doesn't matter that it's a hybrid. It doesn't matter there's a big old battery pack right here. You're still working, and this car is really fast. And you could get up to 80 to 90% of what a Z06 can do with most people in it.
And now we're on the road, because that's where most of these things will live most of their lives. You know, it kind of drives just like a regular Corvette. With one exception that I've been able to pick up, at least just early on, is the front feels a little slower to react. That's not a bad thing. A standard Corvette, the nose is very pointy. It's very quick to change directions. And a Corvette Z06 is even more so. So this slight slowness actually fits what Corvette was trying to do with the E-Ray, which is make it more of a luxury grand touring car. Some of that slowness might come from the fact there's a little extra weight in the front of this car, obviously because you've got batteries in the center tunnel and you have an electric drive unit in the front. Now, to Chevrolet's credit, they've done quite a bit to save as much weight as they can. That drive unit sits in a magnesium case, and they've even gone so far as to use aluminum bolts to cut down on the weight. It's also a 1-speed motor just to keep it as compact as possible. That electric motor, though, also gives this E-Ray all-weather capability that no other Corvette has ever had. So you can go out in the rain, you can go out in the snow, and I know Corvette owners don't typically go out in the snow, but now you've got all-wheel drive. Now you can go buy some Blizzaks, and now you can go be cool. You can go be a hero. So I want to see people that own this car go buy one, go get snow tires, and go drift it. Go be a hero. I want to see it posted on my Instagram feed, so, you know, let's get cracking. Now the E-Ray does cost more than a fully loaded Stingray, but to be fair, you do get some stuff that you either have to pay extra for on the Stingray or you can't even get at all. For example, the carbon ceramic brakes on the E-Ray, those are standard equipment. MagneRide, standard equipment. Heads-up display, standard equipment. You also get the Z06's wide body. You get the same wheel and tire sizes as a Z06. So if you wanted to run bigger rubber on this car, really sticky stuff you can get on the Z06, you can do that too. You can't do that on a regular Stingray. So, you know, you've got that going for you. Oh, also you've got 655 combined horsepower. So that's also where some of your extra money goes. Now, so far, this really does feel like it's in the middle of a regular Stingray and its Z06. It definitely has more of a luxury vibe. It's a little bit more relaxed, but it's still a Corvette. The thing still moves out. And I think it's a nice midpoint for people that want the regular Corvette, might want a slightly more relaxed version, but not really give up any performance. This car is still fast. This is supposedly the fastest accelerating Corvette ever built. So if you don't want to go whole hog and get, you know, real extreme with a capital X and get the Z06, you can get an E-Ray and still get a ton of performance, but still get a lot of nice features and creature comforts that you would want on a luxury Grand Tourer. Now, I could go on about what it's like to drive this on the road, but speed limits being what they are, which is limiting, and because this is a Corvette, we should probably go on track, like right now.